WGAL News 8 Today starts now.
Good morning, everyone. It is 4:30 on your Tuesday. I'm Regina On.
And I'm Bailey Martin here with Chief Meteorologist Christine Ferreira with that forecast for us.
Yeah, forecast is still some showers lingering this morning. If you didn't get much yesterday, you might get some more additional rain today. You can see that we have some non-severe showers. All of that severe weather threat is over, and they're moving up from the south. So right now it looks like Franklin County is really the only spot getting in on a little bit of rain, as well as southern Lancaster County. And I do expect these showers to continue to persist on again, off again, very light in nature through the morning drive, even into the early afternoon east of the river. Visibility right now has been dropping just a little bit. We've been seeing some reduced visibility, but nothing terribly dense as far as fog is concerned. So York, Lancaster counties seeing some areas of fog. Temperature check, we are still in the 70s in many spots, but look to the northwest. That's that cooler, drier air trying to work in. Dew points are on the soupy side, but they will be coming down as this slow-moving front finally pulls away. So I'll keep some showers in our forecast this morning through the early afternoon east. Then we'll see clouds with gradual clearing towards sunset. So most of your day will be cloudy, and that's going to keep our temperatures down in the low to mid 70s. We'll talk more about brighter skies tomorrow coming up.
All right, thanks, Christine. This morning, we're hearing from the Steelton Fire Department after the board of directors held an emergency meeting over AI-generated social media posts.
In a statement, they say one of their firefighters posted this image online. It shows the former battalion chief Kyle Salzberger in firefighter gear holding a sign with cigarettes all over the ground. And what we're told are supposed to be pretzels, circles hanging in the air. Some people say the circles dangling from the truck bays are nooses.
Salzberger was removed as battalion chief about 2 weeks ago after a previous incident the borough will not comment on. The board now says the social media posts in question were generated using artificial intelligence by a current member of the department, but adds several of the posts were made by a former member. The board also says any further action regarding these posts and related allegations will be left to the injured party involved.
4:32 now, and the Manheim Central School Board voted unanimously to approve the resignations of high school football head coach David Hahn and assistant coach Jared Shearer.
Yeah, that decision comes with no explanation, according to Superintendent Ryan Axe. He says Hahn and Shearer stepped away from their coaching duties, not their teaching roles. Hahn is currently listed on the district site as a high school PE teacher.
And just last month, the district confirmed an inappropriate student misconduct investigation that happened inside of the high school gym locker room during the school day. When asked if Hahn's resignation had anything to do with that investigation, Axe declined to comment. One parent says she was disappointed to learn about the investigation through the news.
I saw Childline, and I saw that there was an incident that was being investigated by police. From what I understand, high school family members were notified very briefly, which understandable. It's an investigation involving minors and it was ongoing. But I just felt that something this significant should have been really a district-wide communication.
And the district is still searching for a new head coach. The position is currently listed online. We're looking live now at the state capitol, where House lawmakers approved major changes to school choice tax credits. The programs allow individuals and businesses to have access to a tax credit for contributing to scholarships, private schools, or entities supporting K-12 education. Despite some opposition from Republicans, Democrats like Nikki Rivera of Lancaster County backed that proposal and argued their legislation would overhaul reporting requirements that make it clear where those donated dollars go to.
We've got other tax credit programs in the state that have audits, and this one does not. So because of its popularity and its expansion and its growth, it's high time that we have the detailed outline of what EITC money goes toward.
This bill isn't just about transparency. This bill is about taking money away. So until we find out if it is being abused, and there's no evidence to say that it is, then why would you make these cuts now?
And Republicans argued the legislation would limit access to scholarships or aid that could help families with special needs. The bill heads now to the Senate.
President Trump is set to visit Pennsylvania today. According to a social media post from Republican Congressman Dan Muser, the president is set to visit and speak at the Mack Trucks plant in Lower Macungie Township. That's roughly 10 miles from Allentown. It will be the president's first visit to Pennsylvania since December.
And this comes as Vice President J.D. Vance left Switzerland yesterday after talks with Iran ended there. Vance said he's feeling great about the talks, saying they left a good foundation for a deal to end the war.
We're working with our allies, from the Israelis to the Gulf Arabs, to make sure that sticks.
Iranian officials are also praising the talks, zeroing in on efforts to stop the war in Lebanon between Israel and Hezbollah. Though Israel did not play a role in these talks, Vance says they are involved in the process. And coming up in our next half hour, Amy Liu will join us live from our Washington bureau with a response from President Trump as these negotiations continue.
Happening today, 12 Lancaster County officers will be honored for arresting impaired drivers last year. Organizers say those officers will be awarded as the Lancaster County DUI Top Guns for making more than 200 combined arrests. Officers from 9 different departments and a state trooper will be among those honored today. Organizers say the award ceremony is set for 11:30 this morning at the Lancaster County Public Training Safety Center. That's on Champ Boulevard in East Hempfield Township.
It's 4:36. A Tesla crashed into a pillar at the Tanger Outlets in Hershey on Sunday. Take a look at these photos here shared with WGAL that show the car that slammed into a pillar outside of the Victoria's Secret. Officers say the driver was parking outside of the outlets off of Hershey Park Drive on Route 743, and they say she told them the car suddenly jumped the curb and traveled into the median. Officers say the car hit a tree, a sign, and 3 parked cars. Police say no one was hurt. The Mifflin County Coroner's Office has determined the cause of death of a baby girl who police say was left in a field to die. The coroner says the girl, posthumously named Betty Lee, died of hypothermia due to being abandoned outdoors in inclement weather. The manner of death is homicide, and the child's mother, Jordan Kaufman, was charged in her death after police say she confessed to leaving Betty Lee in a field near her home on Mount Hope Road in McVeigh.
The York County coroner has identified the man who was killed in a work accident involving a forklift. The coroner says 50-year-old James Robinson of Dallastown died after the forklift tilted and he became trapped by a large concrete block which was being used as a counterweight. The incident happened on Wednesday, June 10th at Mid-Atlantic Precast on Amy Way in Heidelberg Township. OSHA is now investigating, and the cause and manner of death are pending.